All right, hey everyone. I'm gonna try to do a little bit more of this today, but I have a new thing. That's right, Carrie has a new thing that she can share with y'all. Um, Let me show you it. Look at this. This is not where it's going to be sitting, but this is for demonstration purposes. So, throughout the game, we're going to be talking a lot about weird currencies of the United Kingdom. Um, Prior to 1972, the United Kingdom used a non-decimal currency. So when I say that, an easy example is if you're American or you're in the European Union and you use the euro, or you're Canadian or you're Australian. I'm certain there's many other countries, and modern day Great Britain. You all use a decimal currency. So in the way that we Canadians and Americans and anyone else uses a dollar, and also the Europeans and the British, and plus everyone else I've mentioned, we have the concept of cents. So, like something is $3.97, you'd write it as 3.97, right? Basically, you're 3 cents off of a whole dollar. Well, most of the world prior to 1972 was in this state already, except for the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom has a system called pound sterling, and there is an old format of the pound sterling, which was not decimal. So you're seeing in this game the concept of pounds, shillings, pence, but you probably have seen guineas come up, and farthings, and crowns, and half crowns, and all this stuff. And they actually are all just portions of a pound. So this thing that I popped up on the top left is a little calculator, and what it'll do is if we take any of the things that are being said in this game, we can actually convert it into something that's useful to understand the gravity of whatever the hell is going on. So, for example, in the omnibus, we had a remark about about the omnibus driver charging 20 pence for um, 4 riders. And so, of course, I punch in 20 pence into here. Look at that. I get an answer here. So 20 pence is actually equivalent to 0.08 pounds. And that would, in today's dollars, actually, or in today's money, excuse me, you're looking at 11.39 in British pounds. But I also have it converting into Canadian American currency. These are based on values from a couple weeks ago. And they also have been adjusted for inflation based off of 2021. So I set the year to 1880 and then have it calculate to 2021. So if somebody is miraculously watching a VOD of this in the year 2040, these numbers are not going to be correct, but who knows? It's not CPI. It's actually adjusting for actual straight up inflation. So if you go on the Bank of England's website, they actually have a calculator that literally goes back to the 13th century. I think it goes a little bit earlier than that, but I think the 13th century is what I think is there. And yeah, you can punch in whatever in there. So I can't remember how many guineas he borrowed, but I will mention a couple of things. If you know the number for guineas, I'll happily put that in there. But like they made mention that he gave what, £5,000 for park. £5,000 will come out to about 683. Let's just round it up, £684,000, or we're getting close to a million US, 1.2 million Canadian dollars. So like that's just gives you an idea of like how much money McGilded is throwing around. Guineas, for example, are kind of interesting. So if you're wondering what a guinea really is, a guinea is really just 1 pound, 1 pence. 1 pence is going to come down to 105 on that 105 is going to come out to quite a bit in terms of money, right? It's going to come out to about 250 Canadian, 200 US, right? But here's the fun thing about this. So a guinea is just a fancy way of saying 1 pound and 1 shilling, right? So I can just set that on there and it's literally the same thing. And that is actually how the currency works. So if you have 20 pence, for example, that actually makes 1 shilling. So if I put in 20 pence, sorry, is it 20? No, 12 pence, excuse me. There we go. So 12 pence will make you a shilling. And then if you have 20 shillings, it comes out to a pound, and then you got the number right there. So 20 shillings makes a pound. This is how that currency used to work. And this is the reason why it gets really funny, because the driver was mentioned to have taken, 20 pence, right? But he could have also said that he took 1 shilling and 8 pence. Yeah. Did he do that? Hold on a sec. Did he say that's 20? Sorry, he said 20 pence. Sorry. Yeah, there we go. So okay. So like he, obviously he's like skimming a little bit here because like the ride is supposed to cost this amount here. So you're looking at about 228 British pounds today, or $3.10 in US dollars, or almost $4 in Canadian, so two toonies. So all that. Now, yes, you are correct. That's not a lot of money in the grand scheme of things, but you also have to remember, like you just made mention of CPI right there. The CPI that is back in the 1800s and 1880s, to be more precise, is a little bit different from the CPI that is today. So if you actually had the money to go around to go and spend, like, I don't know, 5,000 pounds. Yeah, 5,000 pounds in like when turned into today's money, it may not seem like a lot, but then the buying power of the pound has changed quite a bit, right? So the buying power of 5,000 pounds back in the 1880s is going to be significantly different than the buying power of, 683,000 pounds in today's money, right? So like it's a really complicated topic in terms of like how to actually measure that out. But the whole idea here is to kind of give you all an idea. And let me just readjust because I'm not exactly in a good position on my desk at the moment. The whole idea here is, oh, that's why my camera actually got moved on me. Okay, well, that's interesting. The whole idea here is to just give you an idea of what is being said and like how much is actually being spent either in bribes or in debts or I guess whatever's being paid. So in any event, I am going to be playing with this. I'm going to be, whenever this comes up, I am going to have this on the bottom left for all of you to understand what's going on. This is probably one of the few games where I'm actually able to do this as we go along. I apologize for the size of this here. I cannot make this look nicer with the current setup. I may make some tweaks to it as we go along, but bear with me for now. So as we go along, I will happily keep an eye on the conversations that are happening, and I'll happily throw in the money into there, and you can learn how much money they actually did spend. So we can just leave out the save menu, and we can go to where I last left off, which is where McGilded showed up. So let's do this. He's been on Twitter. Normally I finish, like, or rather I stop about where, like usually I stop like with a checkpoint or whatever, but I just too tired on Friday to do this. Let me know if the audio is a little bit loud. I have been tweaking it slightly just so y'all can hear the game slightly better. But just give me a heads up if that's an issue. I swear to God that Van Zeeks could almost be like translucent considering his skin color. Hey, Emma. Oh boy. This is very convenient that he forgot about a street urchin, which is such a lovely term for a child. the number of like runaways, orphan children, and so forth in this time period is quite staggering. A lot of them ended up in North America for that and Australia during this time.
Objection!
I love throwing children under the bus. Catholic laundries. You want to provide a little context on that one? Oh, you know what? I could have actually went a little further during the last stream on this game. Oh well. It sounds like we're getting to the checkpoint that I was looking for on Friday night. Oh well. That's funny. That's hilarious how close I was. I had a feeling I was pretty close considering McGilded's um, showing in this game, but, you know, I just had no idea. It was like 11 p.m. by the time we got to this point. Oh, okay, yeah, there's a lot. Okay, the Catholic Church did a lot of awful things during this time frame and still to this very day. Yeah, well, there's a reason why there's some numbers that I can throw out there from residential schools here in Canada. I don't really want to get into this topic during this stream, if you don't mind. Yeah, I wonder who did such a thing. I don't think it's the himbo that did this. Oh, maybe. Oh, okay. Interesting. So I love how, like, McGilda has been called in for questioning and his lawyer is not with him. Or barrister, rather. Alright, like I said earlier, 20 pence. And then 5 pence being just 5 pence. It's London. It's straight up London. This is Great Britain. And okay, so like legal procedure in this game is definitely going to be different than what Japanifornia is because the way that Japanifornia is portrayed, it's sort of some sort of like pseudo American law. The law that's being shown in this game is, and I'm gonna say this with some some hesitation, but is going to be more similar to that of my country than the United States. Not to say that Canada and the United Kingdom have similar legal systems, because they are different, but there's a lot of overlap in terms of how things work here and so forth. In Canadian law, how that works is a good question. I don't think I think there is. If you want to know like how it works here in the United Kingdom, okay, the concept of rights in the United Kingdom is a very complicated topic that I'm not schooled enough to actually discuss. But in Canadian law, if you really want an easy way to know what sort of rights we have, just look up the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, and every single thing is actually super clear because it was written in 1982. It's amazing how laws work when they're written in modern times with, you know, relatively recent language. I love how he like just love how he speaks. I can't remember how old she is, but I think she's like 15 or 16. She might be slightly older than that. She is also in my notifications. I just love how they play. Just you wait. So, I've noticed that the game, if you watch the anime, it seems to make more sense with how Japanifornia works, where the criminal sits, by the way. If you ever want to know what probably is going on. I love this, like, this expression on Ryu's face. It's just like, I have no idea what to do. Why am I here? But this is what happens when you only do a month's worth of lawyer education in one sitting. Nah, the trial in Chrono Trigger is a lot more harsh. No, seriously, if you watch the anime, the Ace Attorney anime, it'll make sense where the accused sits. They are in the court. Interesting. But he just screams like 1880s new money, doesn't he? That probably made it worse. That probably is. If somebody is stabbed, you probably shouldn't move them necessarily. Like, definitely should remove the murder weapon from the from wherever they've been stabbed. Common courtesy is to pick up somebody who's been stabbed. Common courtesy. I love this. He's like, yeah, I've been through this before. Yep. Oh, wow, that's an interesting dig there. Special line of business. Ah, good old Ursery. Not everyone is thankful. Thankful. Is that a spelling mistake? No. It is a word. It's the capacity or contents of a tank or large container for this. But is there a slang? Let's see what Cambridge has to say. No, he's Scottish, not Irish. It's probably that it could be one of two things. Either A, it is actually a mistake, or B, it is them playing into the whole accent. Because like if you read it out, you can hear the North British is another way that would be said about its accent, but is Scottish accent for the time. Well, that's a good point. I guess that makes sense. Like, ting is a thing you would see as a word said amongst the Irish, but I'm definitely convinced that he's Scottish, especially considering McGilded is definitely something you would see more as a Scottish name, even though Gilded is in itself not a... in itself is not really a Scottish name, but whatever. Yeah, but Mick does not necessarily imply Irish, and I'm telling you this. It is a queer thing. That is me, indeed. Like, you can see Mick names in Ireland, and I should rephrase this. You would see Mick names in Ireland, but you also would see, but you would see them in Scotland as well. I should correct something here, but I don't buy that he's Irish. There's a big reason for this here. I can't just can I change it? No, I can't. Okay. Anyway, I'm not convinced he's Irish. Chinwag, God. If he says the word crack, I will then believe that he's Irish. So that's not a word you should expect from the Scottish. Amazing. Oh no, they actually web captioner did fail us. I love how we call her an urchin. One of the things about McGilded so far is he is rather respectful towards his lawyer. God, just the fact that he drops his H's is just so funny to read. I'm glad you pointed that out to me that he was doing that earlier, because I was like, the hell is Tankful here? Okay, that makes even less sense, but no, he's just dropping his H's. Santa Claus is done. What's her name? Gina Lestrade. She's a chancer, earns her crust to large crowns, relieving people of their purses. Yeah, pickpocketer. Pickpocketing is a really fascinating thing to see play out. Like, obviously, I've been hit by a pickpocketer before. But I always am interested in how they do it. Like, I had had a phone stolen from me once. Hey, she just brought a weapon into the... Oh, and she just... You know what? This is going to be allowed. I like her. She definitely speaks with a Cockney accent. God, this accent is so good. I'm just imagining her voice in my head right now. Just the fact that she takes that coin and she's just doing this. She's a professional. She's so smooth. I just love listening to her, like, just pretending I can hear her speak. Oh, what do you know? Hey, Skullgun, you're right. He is Irish. What the fuck? I stand corrected. Why the fuck is he Irish, though? Anyway, whatever. That actually explains a hell of a lot more about his troubles getting into London's high society, let me tell you. Why the fuck would they write him this way? Hey, Skullgun, I'm sorry. I wish that I was like, I don't understand the way they've written him, but all right, he's Irish. Cool. Who the hell would they do? Like, this actually makes his character make more sense, but the way that they wrote, the way they made him speak has just been, I don't understand that. Where or weren't? Well, hey, Skullgod, I stand corrected. It makes more sense considering his situation with trying to get further in London high society. So I will. It makes more. His character makes more sense. It's just the way that his character's like speaking is doesn't make any sense. But sure. It's been a while since I hit a button and the game decides to, or the console decides to go into screensaver mode. I think most people could fit in there. Maybe not his hat. Well, this is the 1880s, so we're about 25-ish years off from the Easter Rising. So, you know, the Gilded was hoping that he didn't have to worry about that, I guess. Wow, I love how he's selling himself to the jury. Hey, I won. Well, that's the thing. I think we're about to go see this turn into a further kangaroo court. Is she gonna...
Objection!
Look at that fucking boot. Yeah, the jury. Yeah, he's complaining about the jury. I've been trying to figure this out. I actually spoke to Oth about this last night, and he mentioned that pacing this is not going to be an easy thing for me. He has the luxury of, like, having much different working hours than I do, so, like, there's a reason why I'm streaming this on a... Well, I started this at what time? Uh, quarter to 5 Pacific, right? So... Oh, well, yeah, if you've watched the other games, it would never work that well. It's gonna throw the bobbies under the bus. It had contents within. It's like we went in this earlier. Hey, Chaos. You know what's interesting is that there's this blood stain here too. And this sort of adds up with the story. Yeah, they do. If I turn off auto, I can actually skip over it. Oh, thanks for the outfit. I don't think it was. That's the thing I was wondering about too, because I was like, I didn't remember seeing this earlier. So is it a different omnibus? Yeah, so I'm glad that I'm not the only one who noticed it. But hey, you know what's funny? This is empty. This had stuff in it before. What the fuck is going on here? This was empty when I did this before. It was empty before. I'll be right back. Just one sec. Sorry about that. I got a thing delivered and I wasn't expecting it today. I thought it was going to come tomorrow, so. My bra. Okay. Alright. So let's take a look. What the hell's changed in here? Okay, so none of this has changed. That's the door handle. That's this. So, like, okay, so if we go, is anything changed here? Hey. Postulate. You don't need to bribe delivery people. Hmm. Do we have to go? We have to go through this again. Okay, thank God. No, we do have to go through this. So every time we want to go inside of here, we have to go through this song and dance. It is the Phoenix Wright Omnibus. Hi, Kira. Oh, so this is strange. Is there anything about this I should know? Kate is I use Kate online. It's totally fine. Carrie's fine. Kate's fine. Kate Lipsy is just a joke name that I came up with years ago. Like, the literal description of what it means is there's Kate Libby from the movie Hackers, and B was the programming language that preceded C, so you have libc, and then so libb, libc, and that's the joke. And my line of work is cybersecurity, so that's kind of why I have this name. Is this the same conversation as before? glibc, yeah, that's just GNU libc. GNU? New libc? Yeah, it doesn't want to do it. Yep, there's the deprogramming language. I actually might have a deprogramming language book. I've never used it or looked at it. It's just in my collection. Okay, so... something happened to the omnibus. I just don't know what it is. Like, we're missing items, and there's a new blood stain. Let's save here. I don't know what it is. It didn't look, it was empty, it was empty, it wasn't empty. But I looked earlier and there was junk in it. But there isn't junk now. So what does that imply? That's why I'm saving. Let's pick this. I don't like this. I don't like what's going on here. This is why I suspect there's some fuckery going on around here. Yeah, something is definitely not right, I agree. Oh dear. Well, it seems like Van Zeeks is definitely looking to mess around here. Clearly, it would be inappropriate. That's definitely the case. It would be so inappropriate. Of course it would be. One thing I will say about Susato in contrast to Maya is that Susato's a little bit more measured about how she approaches stuff in the courtroom.
Hold it!
Sending a Joey to make a few bob. I don't know what the slang means supposed to mean there. But I'm guessing that's just what Rio's trying to say. No, we're not gonna. Well, Mia doesn't exist yet, right? Like I said earlier, 5 pence a piece. There's your 5 pence right there. Oh, yeah, don't worry about that yet. I'm not going to be revealing any future stuff in this, and I won't be allowing the discussion of it because we gotta enjoy the surprise. There's no speculation on what's going to happen. I actually know what's going to happen, but I'm not going to say. Fun part is revealing the story of this game, right? Also, be kind of fucked up if a dude did possess Susato.
Hold it!
God permit. That's an interesting word here. I think she used it as kind of like a way to get around town. Her her slang is just so thick. Like she speaks with quite like a Cockney slang. So like some of the words she's using, I'm just like, I think I know what she's saying, but what the fuck is she on about? Like McGilda at least makes sense, but like, Gina, what the hell? Gina sort of makes sense, let me tell you. You can't see a blind thing in that hide and place its pitch in there. Like, I would feel bad if you're an ESL speaker and you're reading this and you're just like, what? Actually, really funny story. Actually, I'm going to stop for a sec here. So, I was in Ireland with my former spouse, and we were in a cab going from like, I can't remember where. I think we were going from like somewhere in the city center back to my cousin's place. And the thing about me is like I've been around a lot of Irish people all of my life, and a lot of my family is like scattered all over the place. And I do have some relatives who are like in places like Cork, and Cork is like anyone who tells you like who's from Cork, like okay, let me rephrase this. If someone's from Cork and they claim to say that they claim that they speak English, they they may believe they speak English, but I don't think they do. Like that's my impression of people from Cork. So anyway, someone from the north of Dublin was our cab driver, and he was driving us back to Swords. I think that's where we were going to. And like I couldn't understand a lick of what he was saying to me. And the really funny thing is that my ex-spouse is an ESL speaker. She speaks English is either her second or third language. She speaks Spanish and Romanian in addition to English. And she can understand every single frickin' thing that this man was saying. Meanwhile, I'm here and I'm the native English speaker who's grown up with this language her whole life. And, you know, who's been around people who speak like this. And I'm just like, what the hell is this man on about? And so I shouldn't say that ESL speakers may suffer with people like Gina, because they might actually have an easier time, because they probably are going to do a much better job translating whatever the hell she's saying from English into whatever than I am going to be translating into English, because yeah, anyway, it's really funny. Just a funny story that I remember from dealing with other English dialects. Hey Ryu, yeah, you're suffering. Well, there are some differences between Quebecois and Metropolitan French, or just Parisian French or whatever. Um, and even for me, like I suffer a little bit when I gotta listen to Metropolitan French. It's like all I know is Quebecois, and like I'm Anglophone, so it makes it worse for me. But at least then I'm able to endure. My French is not like fluent or anything. It's just enough for me to read and speak and get by. But English is a bad language. I feel bad for anyone who has to learn it.
Hold it!
How old is Gina? She's definitely a teenager. Yeah, they're playing into the whole Irish leprechaun thing. She is also in heels, but even then, it probably only adds, you know, a little bit more than him. For all we know, he's probably wearing heels too. That would be in fashion back then.
Hold it!
God, I just love reading what she's saying and just thinking how it sounds. Oh, that's interesting. The Orses. Yeah, I'm bothered by the, So let's take a look at the history real quick here. What is it looking for here? I wonder if it's trying to tell me I gotta, like, present the omnibus. Let's take a look at this here. I got a question here. I want to take a look at this photo. Okay. So that is this. That is the same knife. And then she's talking about the... I do love how it's the Phoenix Wright omnibus. Like, that's just such a subtle thing. Something about the omnibus that probably is going to be used inside of this, scenario. I just don't know what it is. So you can see the bloodstain from the top. But there's a little latch there. Here's a question. What's this thing open? Like, that's a piece of detail I feel like is missing. Yeah, it figures as much. I hope it is. I hope it is called that. But you'll betcha anything they left the in English, considering that this is in, considering this is in England. Ingerland. Ingerland. It's like, I don't think, can you even open this? Because that's the back seat, right? Like, that sound to me tells me I can open the damn thing. So there's the stain. But here's the thing that makes no sense. He was stabbed in the chest, right? Why is there blood in the seat like this? Well, I guess it could if, like, poured out and, like, fell on the seat. It's still a substantial amount of blood, right? Then there's this blood stain here. That was not there earlier. Like, it wasn't there earlier. I'm like, why is there blood now? And then Zeke's never noticed it, but we don't have, like, goggles from, like, Ace Attorney 3 to, like, rely on as an out or whatever. Yep. And then there's this, and like, again, it's... Earlier, this had stuff in it. So, like, I'm convinced that somebody touched something here. Like, look at that, it's... Because somebody touched it. So now that I know that this has been manipulated... So I have an idea. I want to check something here. This here. Right? Okay, so this answers a question for me. There are 2 trigger points on here. There are 2 trigger points. Why are there 2 trigger points? So I caught this earlier and it was bugging me. So is there 2 trigger points on the rooftop as well? Okay, let's go on the rooftop again. This is so weird. Okay, so let's try this again here. Nope. Are you... Why is my controller acting funny? That's the roof deck. So we've gone through this conversation before. This is not making any sense here. So, like, this is all one trigger point here. Yeah, so, like, I think it's the same conversation, but, like, that's the door handle to the carriage. All right, well, I'm good here.
Hold it!
Hmm. He likes a good stiff ride.
Well, now. Excuse me.
Was nothing important. Uh-huh. I guess I can sort of infer his Irish accent from the way he speaks. It's so weird, though. Like, Gina's cockneyness is understandable, at least. Wow, that's just such a magical statement there. Take a look at the update here. Well, the thing is he was asleep inside the omnibus, right? How would you not notice somebody getting stabbed? Are we dealing with, like, the poorly deconstructed sleeping pill problem again? Yes, it does happen. After a while, I hear this loud bang. Nearly jumped out of me skin.
Hold it!
How do you jump inside of a box? No, because the sound came after McGilda got up. That's what's being said. See, here's the thing. He keeps mentioning Fallen, right? McGilda was asleep. How do we know that the person didn't fall into the damn omnibus? Like, he fell to the ground, then he was picked back up. Like, if you go back here, who's to say he wasn't thrown into the omnibus?
Hold it!
God permit. God permit. That's an interesting way to refer to as a carriage. This is such a tough thing here. Hmm.
Hold it!
We went through this conversation earlier. Technically, she was riding, not for free. Yeah, that's right. That's what I want to know. They never maintain the omnibus part components. I'm gonna present the omnibus on that line. I think I'm gonna save at this point here. I don't think I would be surprised if this is the this is what I need to do, but I don't know.
Objection.
Yeah, see, there we go. That's no, see, okay. As I thought, I didn't think it was going to be that, but I think the omnibus is going to be my evidence. Hmm. What is it that she's trying to tell us? Like, when I did this here,
Hold it.
I want to get something out of her again.
Well, now. Excuse me.
And then if I pursue this again... Like, that seems like a well-timed response, right? Yeah, so we went through this already with him. Small compartments are going to be a thing throughout this game, isn't it? For a street urchin, she has rather nice hair, doesn't she? Hmm. Maybe I did. Oh, maybe this is what I have to do. Was this it? Oh, maybe because I selected the wrong option earlier. Oh well. She's all like, what the hell are you on about? Oh, you can get away with it. Nothing bad will happen from insulting a judge.
Hold it!
She's referring to how to look at something. Like, what she said here was, excuse me. Push the cushion up and have a butcher's. That's just basically saying, like, I'm just taking a look. See here. So she says, I'm gonna save here. I don't know if I like this, but it doesn't make any sense. I think that window on the top was open. Yeah, there's something fucked up with the omnibus. The flash on Ryu's collar meat. It means that he's a university student. That's what it's for. And the thing on his right arm is his just represents that he's a lawyer. Let's see here. Let's take a quick look at here. What should have she seen? A single stab wound. He should have heard the man getting stabbed. Bruce Fairplay also owed money to McGilded. She's 17. Okay, I have her age now at least. Lady first. But she never heard these two folks. Hey, Toke. So... Why did he not why did she not hear these one of these two? Hope you're doing well.
Take that!
No, okay, so maybe it's not. Oh, a vacation sounds lovely. Did you go anywhere?
Take that!
Alright, yeah, never mind. I was like, why didn't she hear him? Oh, Vegas? Okay, got it. Like, there's 3 people, or 4 people really, she should be able to hear. So where'd the victim come from? So where did the stabbed, like the murder victim, come from? Which is why I think the roof was open. Yeah, he's pretty much like Irish Willy Wonka. Yeah, but how did he collapse inside the omnibus? So how'd the body get in there? Like, my guess is that it fell from the roof, but like, how did she not hear the roof? Oh, he's too full of himself here. I love this. I love how, like, Ryu's, like, directly talking to the jury as individuals. Look at this man just enjoys his Merlot. No, wait, he's not drinking Merlot. He's drinking brandy. It's like, what else would come in that bottle? And be able to like light a fire on light the alcohol ablaze. Oh, never mind. The Irishman has been racist now. Wow, he's a well-adjusted individual. Not everyone was fucking blitzed in the 1880s.
Hold it!
I love how she's like, I'm about to hit the button. Ah, prorogue. Proroguing is basically where you suspend some sort of like sitting chamber for a specific duration. You would use it in Parliament to just say you're in a prorogue Parliament, which is kind of just going into an extended recess. Do I get to talk about the fucking sunroof? Alright, let's do this.
Objection!
Yes, there's a door there.
Objection!
Oh, I gotta do it this way? Fuck this. Okay.
Take that!
Hey, cool. I've been talking about the skylight for at least an hour.
Objection! Objection! Objection!
Like, was the body thrown into the omnibus? It doesn't explain the lack of sounds, but Well, okay, they did say that a loud thud. That could be it. Yeah, you could. I could argue that.
Objection!
Hey, Van Zeeks, maybe you should think about this. Van Zeeks is kind of overlooking something here. Hmm. What do you mean being unable to say? Yeah, but did they commit the murder? I just love how McGilda is looking to the jury and he's like, "Hey, y'all on my page here? Y'all on my page? Y'all wanna..." And I like how Van Zeeks has his hand out. Oh, hey, it's these two. Blitherer, Jesus. Oh, wow. You rotter. How much did he owe? How much did he owe? I want to know how much he owed. Yeah, I don't think Sholmes has any real debts to speak of. It doesn't mention how much he owes. What did he say that he owed? 20 guineas? Like, yeah, so 20 guineas being, you know, no small amount of money, that's for sure. Oh, please, no, not this again. This makes my fake teeth hurt. Uh, Literally 21 pounds. 20 guineas would be 21 pounds. And today it'd be almost 3,000 pounds. No, no, no. Does 20 pounds in then money. To commission that park, it was 2,000 pounds in then money. So the numbers you see on the bottom is everything adjusted for inflation. Baseless accusation. Yeah, I hate that hat too. I love this. I love this. I love this so much. It's such a fucking circus. I should add that some of my alerts have some of these sounds that you've been hearing throughout this. I had a lot of fun redoing the alerts for this stream. I hate first hats so much. Yeah, this is why it's interesting. God, I hate this man's animation. Yeah, it's only it's only bad animation because I hate the animation. I don't it's not like the worst animation because it's bad animation. It's just that I hate this animation. Also hate Genie.
Hold it!
We get 4 people? 4 people to swing around like this? Look at this. This is hilarious. This is so weird. Oh my god, this is hilarious. Where was that sentence going? My God. Okay, that's quite the line that they slipped into there.
Hold it!
Think of Jesus. Oh, first, I just want to punch first. His hat can't stay up when he's, like, standing in that manner. But sure as fuck can stay up when he's galloping like a bloody horse. Yeah, gnawing at the cane is it's pretty painful to watch. It's pretty painful. Like, how is his hat staying up like this? It bugs me. Maybe the rat is holding on to dear life.
Hold it!
I have a feeling he has.
Well, now. Excuse me.
They all owe McGilded money. They all owe him money. Yeah, so there's the 20 guineas that we were talking about earlier. So that's about 21 pounds, or about 8,000 pounds today. Or in American dollars, that's almost 4,000 today. Yeah, it's a really shit hat. Yeah, that's right. Okay, that's a good point. So the hat. Yeah, if you look at the hat from earlier, I could believe that first made that hat. McGild is pretty, like, he's very smooth the way he talks about things. McGilded's hat stays on, though. And Fairplay knows better than to buy hats from... Fuck, I hate that so much. Stop biting the cane. Stop biting. It's so painful to look at. McGilded is definitely a man that you may not want to fuck with. Hat Hunter.
Hold it!
No, he said block, not rag. Uh-huh. I love how he's playing into the accent here. Okay. Thanks for telling us you farted on the omnibus. You can't open it from the inside, right? Yeah, I'd sentence you for something. Probably the terrible hat making.
Wait, that ain't... Excuse me!
She's gonna fire her gun. Oh, thank you. Arrested for a shit hat. Oh, okay, thank you for firing that gun in the courtroom. Oh, I'm loving Gina. Gina's good. Gina's good people. Yeah, this is what I've been on about the whole time. I wish Jeff was here so I could ask him, has anyone ever opened, sorry, had a car in the... Hey, look at that. Yeah, I kept looking at it. It's like, I'm pretty sure it slides open. It makes it incredibly unsafe, to say the least, but it's also the 1880s, where safety was just 6 letters put together. Okay, let's go look at it. So now we have the ability to open it. Let's go in here. Go through this whole thing again. So, as you can see, it doesn't open. But if I go and click on it now, does it open? Cool beans. Hey, look at that. There's blood. Do I have to go inside? Yeah, there's some there's what we're looking for. Yeah, but there's also blood on there. There's blood. Thank God. Why can't I do it from the top? That makes no sense. No, it's not. It's not related to the case at all. The fact that there's blood here tells me... Yeah, a bird got stuck in there. No one ever noticed. I'm gonna press on this, but then I'm going to see what I get out of this. I know what the word Scheißer means, but thank you. That's okay. Well, maybe I don't want him to crack his teeth. You know nothing about Mr. McGilded. Yeah, see, we know nothing about it. We got thrown into knowing this man with like 30 minutes notice, right? I think we're gonna be presenting the omnibus on the last point if I were to gamble on this. I love Sasato. Sasato's good people. Okay, let's present on this. This is probably like, I bet you it's the...
Objection.
Cool. There you go. No music. We got it. Humbug. Oh. Van Zeeks is like, how could you have actual evidence about this? I examined the entire omnibus. Alright, sure.
Got it.
By Jupiter. I like how, like, when he slams his hands on the table, this controller doesn't vibrate, but anything else happens, the controller does vibrate. Okay, we didn't get to witness the teeth thing again.
Hold it.
Yeah, that's right. It was a jugular. I love how cool and collected McGilded is. It doesn't really add up, but I'm running with it. Why is that bloodstain there? That's the thing that bugs me. Because that stain was not there yesterday, or rather on Friday when we looked, right? So, to me, something has been done with this omnibus.
Hold it.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see this play out. Didn't you just, like, call him a liar earlier?
Objection.
There we go. That's what I was waiting for. Like, there's no way in hell that that was gonna happen. Alright, Van Zeeks, explain the blood. Explain the blood, Van Zeeks. Why? What do you mean it never existed? Do you mean that the omnibus was replaced on us?
Objection.
Gosh, was the omnibus replaced? Because that would make no sense. Surely the blood that just appeared out of nowhere on the floor is unrelated to the blood that appeared out of nowhere on the fucking roof. Oh, thank you, Van Zeeks. Thank you, Van Zeeks, for pointing out something. What chain of custody issues? This is... We've established that we're never going to have chain of custody. Yeah, what a twist. What a nice little swing Van Zeeks is making there. This is just I'm just like watching this play out. Like there's nothing I can add to this. Yeah, that's okay. I'm on this page of like, so what the fuck did you do? There was that brief recess, so what happened during then? Here we go, he's gonna give out the gasp sight. Or, no, okay, I misunderstood. I don't know what... I like how that... I hope that this was the right answer, because I kind of went like, well, yes, I observed as a player that shit's going on here. So am I about to throw the kid under the omnibus? Did the bailiff mess with it? Oh yeah, like bringing a weapon into a courtroom, or whatever this really is a totally bad idea. But like, stuff was taken and stuff was added. How do you add blood, though? Feckless.
Objection!
But who tampered with it? Like, was it Gina? But the bailiff could have done it too. The bailiff was told to secure the omnibus. Oh dear. This is interesting how this is turning out, because I was kind of wondering if this was going into a game over, but am I going to win because something rotten happened? So the judge is basically telling Van Zeeks that, hey, you can go cry about it. The judge gonna throw the case out? I don't know. What else is unusual about this bus? Wait, hold on a sec. Yes, hold on. There was... Yeah. There's the blood on the floor. That's actually the other thing.
Objection!
Yeah, this trial is all over the bloody place. I agree with you. Yeah, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to hit X on that, but that's okay.
Got it!
Okay, cool. Alright, I think I picked the right item. So what's gonna come of my decision here? Yeah, this is... I'm trying to figure out, did I make the right decision here? Like, am I supposed to follow the truth? Or am I supposed to go and be like... Well, this evidence works in my favor, so I should go with it. But I feel like that's the trap. Wow. Okay, so they did pick the... I did pick the right option, but this is like the ugly outcome that you didn't want to have. Amidst defeat. Wow. You can just see Van Zeeks is just crushed here. He's just crushed. Well, I have no choice in the matter because, like, what else are we supposed to fucking do here? I'm just gonna have to go with whatever the judge wants. I don't like the outcome myself either. I do think Matilda's been messing with things. It's quite apparent. Is it the right outcome here? Well, unfortunately... Unfortunately, we have no choice in this, because he's supposed to advocate for his client, so as a result, he's going to run with it. I don't like this. It's like, I gotta choose between, like, the obvious shit is probably he fucked with something. And, yeah, there's Moobot. Don't put so many L's inside of your messages. I just like how McGilded is just like, well, you know, y'all are accusing me of shit, but you know what? I'm not guilty, and you can't prove my innocence either, so I get to walk out. And there is like a concept in UK courts where you can be a disgrace of the court, where like you're not found guilty or innocent, but you're found to be a disgrace, and as a result, the judge just dismisses you on that. It's basically like saying, God, I fucking hate you and I want nothing to do with you, but I have nothing I can do about you, so get the hell out. That's literally what being a disgrace of the court means. So, like, McGilded could probably be found as a disgrace as opposed to innocent or guilty, and it's a thing that could completely happen here. Is that a civil concept? It's happened in criminal cases. It is a concept that it exists to this very day in British courts. But the way that this played out is literally we have no idea what to do about you because we can't trust the facts, and none of the facts point in any direction. So as a result, this sucks. I don't know if it's over either. I think there's something else to this here. But I have a feeling that it could also be the ending, and it's going to be an ending that sucks because it points out something wrong with the courts, right? Van Zeeks has nothing further. He's going to call a premature end, and Ryu is just like, I hate this, man. I hate my clients. Well, hey, I won. I won in a way that I didn't want to win, and I made it clear. Well, yeah, hey, yeah. Well, when we get, I played 1 through 3, and I will be doing 4, 5, and 6. So I will, if it I have seen some similar examples happen in, there was one example in 2, but even then, we'll find out.
Objection.
Yeah, that's quite a dig that happened here. That's quite the dig. This man is quite the piece of work. There we go. Congratulations, we won on technicalities. We won on technical. Ooh, I get fireworks in this courtroom. Yeah, this is not a victory I'm relishing in, that's for sure. Ostensibly a victory for us, yep. Yep. I'm definitely proud of this result, that's for sure. I am definitely proud of this one. Yeah, it was a long trial. It was a wonderful performance, but it was bittersweet. We may not know, ever. There's just so much to this case that just exposes all the problems that we're going to encounter in this game, I imagine. Like, how everything lines up is just so confusing. Susato's like, I want nothing to do with you. Susato's like, congratulations, I never want to talk to you again. It's grand. Oh, yes. I really hate this man. This man, I just want him gone. I want this man gone. Please, get off my computer screen. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. This is just there's so much of this story that just is just it's this man. A whale of a time. Yep. Oh hey, hi Gina. Ah, fuck, she's gonna kill us. She's gonna pickpocket us. No, she's gonna mug us. You're 17 years old. Hello. Hi. This is a new friend. I'm excited to see her. It's Chibi Moon. It's Sailor Chibi Moon, everyone. It's Chibiusa, otherwise known as Rini. Y'all are gonna love her. Y'all are gonna love her. She is the best. She is extremely Chibiusa. Chibiusa is completely capable of being an engineer. She's not that... She's young. And plus, Chibiusa also comes from the, what, 31st century or whatever it is? And you don't need to worry about technology then, because you literally live off of frickin' magic. We gotta dissect you. In all honesty, if I was Chibiusa and I lived in that far future, I would totally be like, you know, I'm gonna make some weird-ass steampunk weapons for the hell of it. There's no practical use for them, but, you know. I love that kid. You're all gonna love her. I just don't want to say her name yet, because I do know her name. Yeah, let's get the hell out of here. Yeah, where do we go from here? Yeah, I'm gonna try and avoid saying anything in the future in this game, because I do know bits and pieces about what's gonna come up. So that's why I'm like insisting nobody else does this too. Oh yeah, we're gonna go sleep in Hyde Park. No, we'll sleep in Hyde. Tokyo in winter isn't much better. Tokyo is just more humid than London. 1,000 guineas. There you go, 1,000 guineas. I guess he did.
What's going on? Get the fire brigade! Water! Bring water, quick!
Hey, that's convenient.
How did this happen? I don't know, sir. By the time I got here, it was already engulfed. No one was supposed to be allowed in here before we started investigating.
Oh no, who's inside of this, I wonder?
God. There's someone in there.
Oh no, Santa Claus, don't!
This can't be.
This is what you get for putting an omnibus inside of a courtroom. All right, let's find out what's coming up on the next one here. Nah, there's nothing of value inside of there. All right, let's play the opening credits of the next one.
I begin to think, Wilson, said Sholmes, turning his head languidly in my direction, that there is more to this case than that which we have observed. Indeed, that there may be another part to this story that we are yet to discover. His eyes wandered, following the steam rising from his cup of herbal tea, leading him to the distant memory of that snowy evening. To the young lady collapsed on the pavement along Briar Road, and to the knife in her back. Lit in the soft glow of gas lamps, a most extraordinary scene had been set. And under the cover of a light fog, the curtain had risen silently on the insoluble mystery of our invisible killer.
Well, there we go. All right. All right, cool. Should be doing this tomorrow night. Probably about probably about yeah, probably about 5 o'clock Pacific. Yeah, I don't know who to raid. Go raid Nicole and a good night. She did an excellent job hosting during Frostpitals, and she just seems like a genuinely nice person. So I'm going to send you all over to her. Again, I'll be on at 5 Pacific tomorrow-ish. And we'll start the next case. Thanks for watching, everyone, and have a good evening.